Page 45, Blow Winds Blow. On page 44, they cover some harmonic minor scales and parallel motion. Parallel motion means the hands are moving in the same direction. Okay, that's parallel. Contrary is when they're moving opposite. I don't like using written music for scales. I have videos on the scales. I would prefer you use the videos and use that approach with the trill exercise and the accents and the whole bit. But if you like written music, there you go. Knock yourself out. I want to talk about what the winds are doing over here on page 45. Now I'm just going to go through the process. Let's see what happens. I look it over. It's a page long. Now it's got repeats and DC Alfini and all that, but it's a page of music to learn. The clef signs, at least at the beginning, are treble and bass. The key signature is 2 flats, so that's either in B flat major or G minor. We've been studying G minor, so I'm guessing it's in G minor. And if we look at the end, which is the end of the second line where the fine is, the chord, that's a G minor chord. So I figure it's probably in G minor. But go ahead and do the scales and arpeggios if you're doing them, and I hope you are, for the key signature, B flat major and G minor both. And common time, or 4/4 time. Now I'm going to take it one hand at a time and make sure I understand the rhythm and the fingering and all. Right hand, they have here, 5, here, B flat. You don't have to do that. If you don't like being up here, you got to do that. If you're going to do that, you can go ahead and use thumb there. I like that better because I like staying out here. But you're welcome to come up here if you need to. You can also use second finger for the C if you do, because the thumb doesn't have to do it all. And then they want a 5. No. There's no reason in the second measure to go from here to here. No. I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes. So I'm gonna use third finger. It's right, just come down a little bit, it's there, and then reach down. I connect it. So I'm recommending that, and then you collapse. And then the third measure, 1. I trust you understand the dotted rhythms by now. Just make sure the short note is a short note. Don't rock it, don't ba, 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 ba. That's rocking it. Those are triplets. You've got to be bam, ba, bam, ba, bam. And the last measure, the first line, 2, and then thumb. This way I'm in position for the next measure. The second line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I use fourth finger on the B flat there in the second line, second measure here. And then here, if you don't want to be up in here, you can use a 2 if you want. Now come up. It's an A, G, B flat. Here. And again, if you don't want to be here, then you do that. You change the fingering to fit your hand or whatever. I like staying out here, so I would probably do that. I just cross over, use the pivot and come across. Here, fine. But in the last measure of the second line, here. And again, if you don't want to be up here, you got to do that. And if you're going to use this fingering for the chord, then use third finger on that. Here. Again, I don't know how big your hands are. The fourth line. You can, if you want, you got 1 beat rest from the end of the third line where the fine is. You got 1 beat rest to come down. You can go use a little finger on that if you want to. Then I get all that in one position. But if you want to use third finger, then that's fine. Crossover. That's fine. Either fingering, whatever works for you. I would probably go ahead and use the little finger. I'll just come down during the rest. But if I do that and I got thumb on A, then in the third line, third measure, then I got to change because I got a G coming up. So then I'm going to use third finger on the B flat. There. Now, in the last measure of the third line, if you want to use this fingering for the last notes, fine. But if you want this fingering, then you need third finger on the half note. Here. Just here. But if you're going to use 1/5, the 2 is fine. I don't know. And then for the last line, again, you got 1 beat rest, and you can use the same fingering you used in the third line, whatever it was. 3, or 5. And I use a 2, 3, 5 for the last note. I don't want to go from here to here, so I'm going to cross over and just go. That's easy. Even with little hands, you should be able to do that. Left hand, let's see what it's up to. It's got here. And again, you don't have to use thumb for all of this. If you want to stay out here, then use second finger. If you're going to use thumb for that one, then use second finger for that one. You choose, or your teacher will choose. I'm going to come here and then 2. And the same rhythm and note names as the right hand. And then the 3, 4, 1, second line. 1, 2, 5, 2. Now down. In the second measure, I ended here. So in the next measure, I'm going to use 3. I'm going to stay there. Now come down. Now in the last measure, the second line, you're here, and then there's a note underneath, 8VA last time. So at the very end, you come down here. If you have the notes, if you have a short keyboard, just use this. So it's here, thumb. In the third line down, 3, thumb. That works out because I get them all in one hand position except that first note. And then the last line is going to be the same fingering down here. Okay. Well, let's put the hands together. This should be fun, huh? However you're fingering it here. So I'm using here. But you can do this, and if you'd rather, I don't know, you do it. And then... first ending in the second line, the first ending, that A, that last note is by itself, lift up in the right hand. Yeah. Now we have a little problem in the second ending. The last time you play it, you're here because both hands are moving. The right hand's going to come to here, and the left hand's coming to here. If that's tricky and you're just not getting it, then change the fingering in the left hand. Instead of here, reach down and play little finger. And you're going to use little finger for that. Because this, you can reach down and eventually you feel that. So here, I'm moving one hand here, I'm reaching down here. Now I'm moving this hand. This hand's in place. So I'm moving one hand at a time when I do that. But otherwise, you can move both hands here. So I'll put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it, say just a couple measures at a time or a line at a time, depends on how well you're getting it. And slowly get rid of the hesitation so it's a steady beat, start to finish. Then after I get rid of the hesitations, I add the articulation, the staccatos and accents and whatnot. Accents at the beginning, play a little louder. Staccato, boom, here. Staccato. Connect these. Yeah. The second ending there, accent, and that last chord has no staccato on it. So it's a... Now if you're doing it the last time, you're moving the left hand down, so. But the third line, now I'm connecting this. So add in the articulation, and after the articulation, I add the dynamics. Most of it is going to be in the right hand, even though it kind of sounds like it's in both. That's an opinion. Some people would say it's in both. But the chords, you just play them. But in my opinion, that is. However, because of the second line, it's both. So you could say in this piece, the way this is written, that the melody is actually in both hands. To make it simple, so treat both hands the same. So I'm not necessarily bringing out the melody because it's everywhere. Starts out loud with accents, makes them very loud. Come down a little bit to moderately loud and go up to very loud. Then second line, soft, a little louder. Up to loud, very loud. Each one gets a little softer. Now the third line, you're going to be soft. And then the last line, you're very loud. Let the wrist collapse a little bit. Just, you're going down very quickly and heavy. But let the wrist collapse a little bit. You don't have to hit it. I can be on the keys and do that and play loud. So you add the dynamics. And then I think about the speed. Allegro moderato. Bold and rhythmically. Oh, wonderful. Rhythmically and bold thing, it's allegro moderato is what I'm after. The third line. 1, 2, 2. Allegro. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's close enough. Just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Somewhere in there. 1. Okay. Now, let's figure out this roadmap, or where do we go when? You have first and second ending on the second line. So the first time you play it, you play the first ending, and you repeat back. There's a repeat sign. Go back to the beginning. Okay. The second time you play it, you do the second ending here. And you're not going down in the left hand because it's not the last time. It's the second time. Because now you go on to the third line. It's a new section, it's a new melody, it's a new feel. Then at the bottom, the DC al fine. DC means go back to the beginning and go to fine. Fine is the second ending. That'll be the third time you play it. On a DC, a lot of people will not do any repeats on the DC. They'll just go through, which means if you do that in the second line on the DC, you would only do the second ending. You wouldn't do the first ending and repeat like that. You just do the second ending and quit. But the way this is written, I'm getting the impression they want you to do both endings again. So you'd go up and you play the first two lines twice again. There. Now there is a retardando the last time there in the second line, third measure. You'll slow down. So then on the fourth time you play it here, you just slow down. That gives you more time to move that way in the last to finish it off. Because the left hand's got to move, the right hand's got to move, and everybody's moving at once. So, okay. That's my impression of this piece. Now let's talk what we're doing with the pedal. What is that all about? We are putting in harmonies on these chords and we're connecting them. And there's contrast. It's loud at the beginning, so you can put the notes down with the pedal down with the notes here. Change the pedal after you play the notes so it still overlaps a little bit. Lift it up on the staccato so we get a staccato. Second line, overlap the pedal here. And that's the pedal. It's a nice effect. It works. if you want a little more on that, because when you get really loud chords, sometimes we'll pedal the chords to give them overtones, like at the end there on the fine here, you can pedal that last chord. The pedal goes down with the notes and up with the notes. It just gives them overtones. That's one of the ways we use pedals. So if you want to add pedal on the very end there, on the fine part, go right ahead. You could actually add pedal on the second ending both times. When you're here, when you play it and go on to the third line, you can do that too. You can add pedal there too if you want to, because it's very loud with an accent. You don't need an accent on very loud, but you get the idea, I hope. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. We're not performing it. But we will do the DC and all the repeats and the whole bit. I can't slow down, and I'm not going to do the pedal because it's fairly simple on the pedaling, I think. So I'll give us 4 counts. So let's play it together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 2, 4, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 2, 3. Second ending. Rest. 1 and a 2, and 1 and a 2, and a 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Rest. 1, 2. 1 and a 2, and a 1, 2. To the beginning. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. First ending. Repeat. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.